What if we told you another world exists in this world, and that place scientists have only just discovered? The great David Attenborough has called this one of our planet's great secrets, a place teeming with life. Strange creatures exist there that have captivated researchers. But where is this mysterious new world? What's going on there? Let us explain. We're going to take you to one of the most hostile places on the planet, a place we know as Antarctica. It's not generally a place we visit due to the extreme temperatures and the fact that there's nothing much going on there. The area is twice the size of Australia, with the actual size being 5.5 million square miles. Antarctica is a hard place to call home, seeing that it's the coldest, driest, and windiest place on Earth. It also is just about all covered with ice, or about 98% of the landmass. Believe it or not, that ice might be 1.2 miles thick in certain areas. Just try and imagine an ice block that large. Due to this kind of unforgiving environment, Antarctica has no indigenous population. No one knew much about this place at all until explorers started going there in the 19th century. Since then, and still today, thousands of scientists around the year make the continent their home, living in research stations. This is hardly a luxurious life, but then we the public are learning a lot about this great continent of ice. For years we saw moving images of whales in the water, penguins scurrying and slipping on the ice, but what we didn't see was the world under that thick ice. It's here where another world exists. Well, two worlds really. One is the ancient world and subglacial lakes, and another is the ocean under the giant pieces of floating ice. This is how Mr. Attenborough put it when he saw life under the ice. It may be hostile above the ice, but below it couldn't be more different. Conditions are so stable that life over millennia has had time to diversify. Creatures here grow to a great size. These predator worms are 3 meters in size. Yeah, imagine coming across a 3-meter long worm. The more we explore down there, the more extreme animals we see. That's not it though, and researchers are just beginning to understand this new world. It's not just about animals, though. Last year, scientists working with the Commonwealth Scientific and Industrial Research Organization drilled down into the ice to measure something called hydroxyl. This is what the lead researchers said about the stuff. Hydroxyl, or OH, is a naturally occurring, highly reactive molecule that plays an important role in the atmosphere as a natural air purifier by destroying greenhouse gases like methane and industrial chemicals that deplete ozone. Perhaps this stuff can be used to help clean up the environment above. That's what they hope anyway. Back to the life down there. One researcher simply called underneath the ice a weird bit of ocean. He said by looking deep down we might know more about our past. He said it's very different to basically anywhere else on the planet. There is ocean underground, but there are also something called subglacial lakes. These exist way under the ice in a kind of separate world from ours. Some people have called those places underworlds or new worlds. One person put it like this: we think we know a lot about the Earth, and then things like this happens and you think, oh my gosh, I gotta rewrite everything. These subglacial lakes hold secrets that have been hidden from mankind for millions of years. What has gone on down there has stayed down there. But now with better drilling technologies, we are starting to see more. By drilling into these thick sheets of ice, the experts tell us what we might better learn to breach the subglacial lakes in other worlds, such as Jupiter's moon Europa. There's also one on Mars. Well, one we have found. There might be more. We've seen the inventory for Antarctica subglacial lakes, and it's long. So while we're getting better at drilling, these things are nothing new. The first of them was observed in 1969, and we've been looking into these places since, finding life in the form of microorganisms that have, for all intents and purposes, not been a part of our world for a long time. This is how one scientist described these lakes. Over 400 lakes exist beneath the Antarctic ice sheet. They range from giant stable lakes at the center of the ice sheet, isolated from the atmosphere for millions of years, to small through-flow pockets of water beneath fast-flowing ice streams. One of the largest of these lakes, called dark, deep, and mysterious by some, is called Lake Vostok. This lake has been covered with ice for a pretty long time, 15 million years to be almost exact. Located in East Antarctica, it's 143 miles long, 31 miles wide, and as much as 2,625 feet deep. So what's down there? Well, this is why David Attenborough keeps talking about secrets, because the folks that study this place admit it's a mystery, and there are things we've never seen before, for sure. We're talking life forms that could tell us a lot about the process of evolution. It's said an ecosystem survived down there when previously we thought that not possible. These microorganisms have survived without sunlight or energy for millions of years, and scientists are amazed. There's a thriving ecosystem down there, said one scientist. It's the first time that we got real insight into what organisms might live beneath the Antarctic continent. We should say again that this is somewhat different from the places where you might find 3-meter worms. Scientists are indeed making discoveries like that, but this is when they're drilling through thinner sheets of ice and look for life. National Geographic took some pretty amazing photos of the under ice world. To get these shots, divers went deeper under the ice than had ever been done before, and that's why they got the money shots. They introduced us to this new world in all its splendor. So while this world isn't like the subglacial world in that the life forms are known to us, it's still pretty special. Here's a snippet from the National Geographic article. Farther down we meet giant sea stars. At 15 inches in diameter, they're much bigger than those in warmer seas. Then come the giant sea spiders. They're arthropods like insects and spiders on land, and they're found in all the world's oceans. But in warmer waters they're rare and tiny, nearly invisible to the naked eye. Here, as in the Arctic, the sea spiders can span a foot or more. But there was more. Colorful plants that cover the seafloor, giant beetles, those massive worms, and just plain weirdness. In the words of the writer, extreme conditions beget extreme animals. Would you be up for some extreme animal watching under the ice? Tell us in the comments, and go watch scientists find best evidence that the Loch Ness Monster actually exists. Thanks for watching, and as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.